Manchester United have made a second official bid to sign Branthwaite from Everton. The first bid of £35 million was rejected. A second bid has been placed officially into the hands of Everton. We're going to delve into that in a little bit more detail. We want to get your views. We want to get your opinions as ever. Make sure like buttons are hit right now. Subscribe to the Football Terrace. This is a done deal show. Let's go. Bolstering Manchester United's backline is a very, very big job this summer. Rafael Varane is gone. Although he may be getting a new one-year extension, which I think is good business, we do not want to be relying on Johnny Evans for large parts as we did in the previous 12 months. There are still going to be question marks over Lissandro staying fit. Yes, it was a metatarsal on a poor recovery and then a bit of a freak accident on his knee that kept him out for the majority of the campaign. But there are definitely question marks there. The future of Maguire and Lindelof is still massively in the air, and United are linked to a number of centre-backs. There is the possibility that two also come in. But Branthwaite has been a player linked to us for a long time, and we know how good this young man is. We absolutely know how good he is, and we'll get into that in a few moments. Man United put a £35 million bid in, which was rejected by Everton. They initially asked for 80 million. They have now compromised and said 70 million. United's second bid is believed to be somewhere in the region of £45 million for the young England centre-back. As ever, you know my thoughts and feelings when it comes to Man United's business at the moment. I'm looking at the quality of the player, the age, the profile, what type of football are we going to try and play, which is, of course, of paramount importance to us as fans. But equally, I'm looking at how we negotiate, how much money we're willing to pay. Do we succumb to the valuations of the selling clubs? Do we succumb to their demands? Do we pay over the odds, as we have done consistently for the past decade, which has led to us losing respect in the transfer market, overpaying for players, running out of money at times, and overall just being a laughing stock. Being a laughing stock will filter into your dressing room. There is no doubt about it whatsoever. And it filters into that dressing room and it impacts what you do on the football pitch. When it comes to sport, when it comes to business, family, education, every little detail matters. Being meticulous in your approach is absolutely key. Now, as a player, Branthwaite is class, and I hope this bid gets accepted. I hope Manchester United get it over the line for a good price. I'm very excited about what he can bring to us. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that he is a finished article. I'm not going to sit here and pretend there are not going to be mistakes. And this is the problem, I think, in 2024. Whenever a club signs a player, the first thing every rival does is try and find a hole in that individual or two and pull on that thread. Even you get it within your own fan base when your team isn't doing particularly well. I'm going to find a reason why I don't think he's as good as who I want to come in as my number one target, and I'm going to rip it apart. And the lack of objectivity creeps in. So I'm not going to sit here and paint this picture that Branthwaite is the best in his age category. I'm not saying he's going to be world class. I'm not making any over-the-top exaggerated comments like that. Equally, I'm not going to sit here and play down his quality either. He has the ability, as far as I've seen, to become a top-class centre-back. I'm not sure if he can become world-class. I'm not sure about that. But I believe he can become a top-class, international-level centre-back. His ability to play out from the back is excellent. Now, I know he's left-footed, and people are asking the question, well, if he's left-footed and so is Lissandro, how can they both play? If you go back and research his time at PSV Eindhoven, where they played far more football from out the back than he did at Everton, he played a number of his games on that right-hand side. I have a little theory at the minute that I want to get your opinions on as well. But before you go any further, make sure you've joined our group chat. Really important that you do. We share all our notifications for our videos in there. We have a couple of journalists working for us this summer as well that will share stories and updates on transfers as and when they receive them. But we know that YouTube isn't always the best at getting out notifications out to you. So we created a group chat where we'll post all our videos so you don't miss a thing. So you can scan the QR code or go through our description below. You can find the Football Terrace group chat link in there. It's free to sign up. There's no spamming in there. Nobody will get your phone number. It's only us that post in it as well. So get yourselves in there if you can. My theory is that, yes, I understand that over the decades, you play a right-footed player on the right, you play a left-footed player on the left. And I think for centre-backs, that was so key. For centre-backs, it was so key because some of them in my lifetime growing up, like Rio Ferdinand was decent on the ball. I thought Sol Campbell was decent on the ball. But if I think about the best some of the best Premier League centre-backs, Tony Adams, John Terry, Vidic, they probably wouldn't agree with what I'm about to say. And players and fans from that era that were young in that era would probably disagree. But I don't think they can do on the ball. I don't think they were as comfortable playing out from the back as the modern day centre back is. Definitely not in England. Maybe on the continent, but definitely not in England. I feel that the centre backs of my childhood and before that were a little bit stiffer, a little clunkier. And you see the same thing with goalkeepers. Barely any goalkeeper was any good with his feet compared to today's standards. And it's because coaching is very, very different indeed now to what it was. I'm not discrediting any of those centre backs. The John Terrys and the Vidic's of this world are some of the greatest centre-backs England and Europe have ever had the privilege of watching. But football changes and football evolves over time. The reason I'm saying this is because I don't necessarily think you need a left footer on the left-hand side anymore. I think when you look at young, up-and-coming modern centre-backs, and Saliba would be a prime example, I think he would do equally as well on the left as he would the right because I think he's comfortable on both feet. So you see this now with inside forwards, stroke wingers. They're very comfortable. A lot of the good ones, the real good ones, are comfortable on the left and the right. Yes, they might like to cut in and bang the ball in on their right-hand side, but they're okay to go out on the outside as well. The very best are. And I think it's even more pronounced when it comes to defending. So I'm not panicking that he's left-footed the same as Alessandro Martinez is left-footed. It really isn't too much of a worry for me personally. Plus, we are linked to some other centre-backs, as we all know, some of which are right-footed. So maybe this is just more about bolstering the defence. And as I say, I'm not sure if he can go beyond top-class Branthwaite, but I think it would be a very, very good signing for us at this particular juncture. He's young. He's really got a decent amount of experience in and around 100 professional games, and I'm very, very excited about this prospect. Whether or not the bid's accepted, only time will tell. Nobody knows those answers as of me recording this right now. Maybe it's changed by the time you've seen it. But look, I want your views and I want your opinions in the comment section below. Please make sure you subscribe. Until next time, take care, goodbye, God bless, and I'll see you soon. Peace.